Thank you to everybody who came out for the celebration of life and creativity of Jackie Cole. Thank you for Marilyn for having the vision and having the spirits lead you into doing something like this.
Because I'm grateful, grateful, so grateful,
Just to praise you,
Lord.
flowing from my heart is the issues of my heart. It's gratefulness.
This time I want y'all to help us do it. Lift your hands in this atmosphere.
Yes,
Say,
Lord.
I'm grateful.
I am grateful for the things that you have done.
Look at them and tell them, yes, I'm grateful.
I'm grateful for the victories
We've won. I can go on and on and on about your works.
Because I'm grateful.
Because I'm grateful, grateful, so grateful.
just to praise you, Lord.
Lift your hands and say, flowing from my heart.
Flowing from my heart are the issues of my heart.
Grateful, 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 grateful,
Gratefulness
It's flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness. It's flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, grateful, grateful,
grateful,
grateful, grateful, grateful, grateful,
grateful,
grateful,
gratefulness
is flowing from my heart.
grateful, 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 gratefulness
It's flowing from my heart. Grateful,
grateful, grateful, grateful, grateful,
grateful, grateful,
grateful, grateful, grateful, gratefulness.
I'm Shakara, Auntie Jackie's niece. Thank you, Auntie Doris, for that beautiful welcome, the sister of Auntie Jackie. Thank you for family for coming in from out of town. We have family from Georgia. Give them a round of applause. Thank you from Michigan. Thank you for coming. Well, Auntie Jackie, from when I was a little girl, she instilled in me entrepreneurship. That's all I know. That's all I've ever wanted to do. When we were little, she had us doing different types of things, sewing and cooking and, just loving on one another. And I'm so grateful that we're all here to be able to be present and praise her and share her awesome talents. She excels in doll making and tapestry making. Make sure you go ahead into the exhibit to the left. It has all of her works, and make sure you check that out. I also want to touch on a little bit about how she used to instill in all of us education. She used to instill in us entrepreneurship, like I said, and I want to welcome, just give me one moment. I want to welcome Auntie Dorsan back up here to go ahead and tell us about her biography.
A creative mother launched the aesthetic path of Pontiac, Michigan, born Jacqueline Cole, the 10th of 12 children. Jackie watched and assisted her mother creating beautiful designs, fashions for people in the community. Picking up the design baton, Jacqueline moved along to Long Beach, California to study in fashion merchandises at the Brooke Fashion College. She later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and completed her studies in at the American International College of Fine Arts, graduating summa cum laude in fashion design. Jacqueline experienced the knowledge came from when she created her first soft sculpture doll, made in the title under Mama's Hands. She eventually became known for creating lifelike sculptures with powerful attitudes, expressions of African-American lifestyles, past and present. Jackie said, "I position my sculptured bodies and touch the viewer with my spirit, my giving, then the ability to feel the energy, attitude, and situation of each sculpture that each sculpture represents." Jackie's handmade art quilts were designed with bold appliques, figures formed in fabric. Vibrant hues characterized the fashionable combination of the African-American experience. Her quilts were made to be used as furniture throws or wall hangings. The quilts often mistaken as paintings when they were sent on the wall. Jackie also created one of a kind hand sculptured newborn babies and soft sculptured tumbler dolls. The newborn babies were hand sculpted with polymer clay, which gave them a very realistic look from the shiny hair to the eyelashes to the tiny nails and even the chubby hands. Her soft fabric sculptured tumblers made a beautiful couch and bed doll. Jackie work has been exhibited in numerous of shows such as the Essence Festival in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Black Arts Festival in Atlanta, Georgia, Arts, Beats, and Eats Festival in Pontiac, Michigan, and the Philadelphia Doll Show and Doll and Teddy Bear Show in Washington, D.C.
Thank you. So I also want to introduce the Jacqueline Cole Scholarship Fund. It is a new birth, so bear with us. I do want to introduce this. The education holds immense power to transform lives by offering financial support to those in pursuit of higher education. We can drive academic excellence and pursuit of knowledge across diverse fields. Entrepreneurship fuels innovation and economic growth. By backing family members venturing into entrepreneurship, we're not only providing resources, but also mentorship and financial support. This doesn't just benefit individuals, it elevates the entire family's prosperity. This grant program is more than financial assistance. It's about creating a strong family bond by actively engaging in each other's educational and entrepreneurial journeys. We're establishing a supportive environment that fosters mutual growth and success. Think of it as an opportunity for networking, mentorship, and knowledge sharing among us. The program highlights its eligibility. Every family member who meets the defined criteria will be eligible for these grants. Criteria could include education level, business viability, commitment to personal growth, and alignment with our family's values. The education grant, this offers financial aid for tuition, books, research, and other educational expenses for those pursuing various levels of education. The entrepreneurship grant, a financial boost for family members starting or expanding their entrepreneurial ventures, from startup costs to marketing. We're providing essentials for business growth. Like I said, it is a new program and we would like your support. So be looking forward to me reaching out for people to join the board, and we'll be fundraising and donations. We'll expect a commitment. We'll expect a commitment, a financial commitment, a time commitment, just to grow our family. I think we need to get back to that. The pandemic has kind of set us off kilter, and we've got to get back to what we know how to do. At this moment, I want to take the time to call Dr. Dwayne Cole up.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? Is it okay if I tell everybody I already talked to everybody this morning, so I'm just kind of doing this for the camera? Is it okay to say that? But anyway, yeah. Well, I'm really happy to be here. I'm honored that you all have set up a scholarship fund on behalf of Mom. It makes me really proud to be her son, to just look out over this, to see this happening. It makes me proud to be a part of the family. So I'm excited about today and about this journey, this exhibit, and where we're going to take this, apparently. And I'm excited about the scholarship fund and for the first recipients for it. So the first one, we present to Shakara Bailey. First one. For education, scholarship, for even starting this program, and for entrepreneurship. We're really excited about, I've had a chance to talk to her during our last visit to Pontiac, and I was excited to see that she was so excited about doing things that was serious in business. And I think we talked a little bit about you being involved in procurement,
Yes.
Government procurement contracts, which is very interesting. So, you know, you're getting into business, most people get out, and they think about starting businesses socially or community-wide. You know, they want to sell something to the community. But she's looking at it from a different angle. Sometimes you can sell things to the government, and setting yourself up as a business that can sell to the government or to the cities is very important. It's a lot of paperwork that's involved, but she's pursuing that. And she's shown significant interest in putting together programs where she can get involved and get other people involved in securing contracts with the state, with the government. So I'm excited about her work and what she's doing, and I think she's very deserving of this scholarship, okay? And then the next one here, I present to my son, and I can call my sister up to take this on my behalf, on his behalf. This is Taj. Taj just finished at Virginia Tech, and he's studying data science, and he's studying environmental economics, which is very interesting. You know, a whole new area of study. You know, we think about environments and we think about sustainability and things of that nature, but to say environmental economics, what are we talking about? So we're talking about the notion that the environment has an economic value, and until we place the appropriate value on the environment and how we use it, then only then we become accountable for trying to manage it. Right now, we just think it's free. But when you can say that a lake has value, and when you're using it, you're taking value from it. And then to take that value and kind of turn it into something that's equivalent to something numeric is fairly interesting. That's the kind of work he's doing. But most recently, he just finished, most recently, he got accepted into Georgia Tech. So now he's going to be a part of Georgia Tech's master's program. So whether it's him competing at an Olympic level with diving, I think going on to one of the most prestigious, probably one of the most difficult, not the most difficult for sure, is not. You know, FAMU's in the house. I'm just kidding. But, you know, Virginia Tech is a fantastic school, fantastic university. And then to go from there to Georgia Tech really says a lot. It says a lot about his genius. So this scholarship will go to help support that. All right? So I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see everyone here today to help celebrate Jackie's life, work, and her life. Jackie and I were road dogs, you know what I'm saying? We would geek out, riding to the fabric stores and over to the craft stores, buying supplies so that we could go home and make something beautiful, design some clothes, or put something in our homes that was beautiful. And Jackie came to me one night in a dream, and she said, it's just as clear as I'm speaking today, that I want the world to see my dolls. And so, you know, it was on my mind for a while. It was always on my mind, actually. So, as I'm retired, so as I was going around looking for a place to volunteer so I can practice speaking my Spanish, and I came up on this place. It's right around the corner from my house, and I didn't know it existed. And I came in here and volunteered for an African festival, and I worked, and I worked so hard, I could barely make it to my car. But I didn't learn much Spanish, you know, I didn't practice much Spanish. And so I said, this is the place. This is the place where I can make Jackie's dream come true. And so I came back and I brought some samples of Jackie's dolls, and I showed them to the curator, Daniel Del Real. And he was very impressed, and he thought they were exclusive, and he agreed to make a display of them here in the Indie World Global Festival, in the Indie Global World Center. So I went back and started collecting the dolls I went to Georgia and collected some, and I brought mine, you know, so we were able to gather, you know, quite a bit of, in order to make a nice display. And later, Jackie she was steady behind me in my ear, saying, do this and do that. And so God put everything in my way to make it possible. The exclusive videographers and cinematographers, they were right there available for me to make a wonderful video and presentation for this event. And so here we are. And I'm so glad to see everybody here, and you all look so beautiful in your African outfits. It looks like Jackie's dolls come to life. So thank you so much for coming, and I thank everyone in the Global Village for helping me to make this a success. Daniel and his staff were so helpful in getting everything set up for the event, and I love Daniel for it. And I would like for him to come up and say a few words to express what he thought about Jackie's work in the exhibit and tell you a little bit more about the Global World Village. Daniel Del Real.
Thank you, Marilyn, and you got my name perfectly right. A lot of people always mess it up and think I say Rio, which is river, but she said it right. Yeah, my name is Daniel Del Real. I'm the curator here at the Global Village Welcome Center. Just about 2.5 years ago, we opened this space because we felt there was a need for a space that reflected the community that we're surrounding. This community is known as the International Marketplace. For those of you who've been paying attention to this neighborhood, over the past 10 years, a lot of our national chains went out of business. They left this neighborhood to go to Avon, Brownsburg. But what began happening in this neighborhood was that our immigrant brothers and sisters started to move in and start their American dreams. In any of the businesses that you'll go to in our neighborhood, you're liable to hear over 100 different languages. Yes, we've documented all the different languages spoken in this neighborhood, and there's well over 100. You might go into a business and hear Haitian Creole. You might go somewhere and hear any number of over 100 different African languages in West Africa. You might hear Spanish, you might hear Chinese, Korean, Japanese. There's just so many things you can hear when you go into the businesses in this neighborhood. So we decided to open the Global Village Welcome Center to reflect this neighborhood. When you come in here, you're gonna experience exhibits that celebrate every culture of the world. Starting with our permanent exhibits, which are right here behind you. We've got them in these different galleries and they're labeled by continent. They wrap all the way toward the back of the building. Here we have a changing gallery. It changes every 2 months. Right now we're celebrating Latino heritage. Just in June, we took down our Juneteenth exhibit. That was up for 2 months, June and July. And then this gallery here is another changing gallery, and we change that every month. In this gallery, we celebrate Lunar New Year in January. In February, we sometimes do Black History. We sometimes do Danish heritage. We try to cover every culture of the world in our exhibits. When Marilyn approached me last year, it was exactly about a year ago, wasn't it, Marilyn? She comes up to me and says, I want to do an exhibit to honor my sister and her legacy. And she brought in a few dolls, and like she said, I was very impressed with the detail of the work. I felt it really merited an exhibit in our center, and it merited a spot in our list of exhibits for 2023. And we decided on August as the best time to make this happen, because that's how long it took Marilyn to get everything together. She traveled all over the country, I think, to get all these dolls for these exhibits. So thank you everybody who loaned their dolls. I know they're very valuable to you. We've been taking really good care of them, and we'll make sure you get them back the way you gave them to us. Again, thank you for being here at the Global Village. We hope you would come back another time and experience some of our other exhibits or any of our other events. We're hosting events at least once a month, and exhibits, you're likely to encounter over 16 different exhibits in 1 year. That's the Global Village. Thank you very much.
We talked about the many passions my mother had. As we know, her artwork and her family was definitely her passion, but what we didn't talk about is passion for foster care. We all know that my mother was a foster parent. She had many, many, many kids, and she was a huge influence on their lives, and even till today. But my mother got involved with foster care. It wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened because she was a volunteer for, I do believe it was the Boys and Girls Club. In the Boys and Girls Club, she interacted with a whole lot of kids, became like a mother to those kids. Those kids loved my mother. They loved her. They loved everything about her, even all the way down to her cooking. Her cooking was amazing anyway. But she cooked a lot for those kids, and she did a lot of she did a lot of things outside of just volunteering. She brought them into her home. We did a lot of activities. From there, she was encouraged to become a certified foster parent. I went through that process with her, and it was very interesting. She had the heart for it because my mother is very passionate about taking care of kids or just taking care of people. I couldn't do it. I mean, I was afraid of, I wasn't really afraid, but it was just hard hearing a lot of the stories, a lot of the trials and tribulations the kids went through. And some can handle it and some cannot. My mother was definitely one. She was a soldier for it. She went through that process. We both went through the process of becoming certified. However, she moved on to becoming an actual foster parent. As I mentioned before, she had a lot of she had a lot of kids that she fostered for. A lot of kids. Some of you all may even remember. You have the Lonzos, the Derricks. Some of you all know who some of her foster care kids was. Lance, obviously, Lance and Tiffany. Those were the first two that they were coming. That was coming. But mainly Tiffany and Lance. Lance, not Lance, but Andy. First started with Andy and Tiffany. Those were the two first foster kids that actually came to her house where she ended up keeping them, raising them into their adulthood. Excuse me if I get emotional, but they loved her. I mean, you all know who Tiffany and Andy were. Tiffany ended up having a child, and his name was Lance. She pretty much raised Lance. My mother loved everything about being a foster parent. And I think at some point, I think she would have actually continued, because when she moved to Michigan, she talked about continuing being a foster parent, but I felt like that would just be too much for her. Lance was a lot, but that was her heart. That was her heart. I don't keep in touch with Lance, but I'm sure he's doing well. He's with his biological parent, his biological father, and I do believe they're doing well. But I can't say it enough. My mother was very passionate about being a foster parent. She was passionate about even the kids in her family. One of her goals was to move to Michigan just so she can be around the grandkids, her nieces and nephews. Wanted to help with raising them and kind of instill, values and help with the morals and teach them how to, put on their makeup and how to dress and look like a young lady. She enjoyed doing all of that from the time I was 14 up until my adulthood. And I just refused to wear makeup. I refused to wear makeup. But my mother insisted, but that's when she that's when she moved to Michigan and started to help with some of the younger kids, the younger generation. That was one of her goals, is to teach them how to become young ladies. Again, that was one of her biggest passions, is, helping take care of others. She was very passionate about that. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks, Simon.
Hello, family and friends. I just like to thank God, first of all. He's the head of my life, and I'm quite sure he's the head of my family life, my family and friends. I just want to give a quick preview of my aunt. My aunt, she was an amazing woman. Actually, all of my aunts. My grandmother had 12 kids, 6 girls and 6 boys. And all of my aunts, actually, I want to say, I got to include one. She's right there in the back. Her name is Kathy, and she's an amazing woman too. And I just wanted, like I said, give honor and glory unto them. Because all of my aunts, actually, even in the men, they installed so much in the men in the family. And my aunt, I am from Pontiac, Michigan, and I moved to Atlanta with my aunt. She took me in. Actually, she took me in, I want to say back in '97. So I've been a native in Atlanta for over 30-some years right now. But my aunt, like I said, she was an amazing woman. She was out there volunteering. As soon as I came to Atlanta, we did so many amazing things with the community. Like I said, my aunt, she was one of a kind, and I miss her dearly. And her 2 kids, which is my cousin, Dwayne Cole, that just spoke up there, and my amazing cousin, Jovita Reynolds. They are 2 amazing people too, and I just want to give thanks to them just for being there for me. And I am so close with my cousin, Jovita. She's like a sister to me. And I just want to say I love you both. And I just, it's hard. And like I said, I miss my aunt dearly. I miss my family dearly. We are just so far away from each other to where we don't see one another, all the time. And that was my sister, actually, that was the host back there. And she's from Michigan, and I don't see her much. But like I said, you know, God is good all the time. And I just, you know, just want to thank God for just bringing us all together again and just seeing one another once again. And he's just an amazing God. And that's all I can say, you know. And just keep one another in prayer and keep, you know, let's put God first in everything that we do. And that'll be all for me, you know. Thank you so much, family.
Jerusalema, ikhaya lami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalema, ikhaya lami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana. Ilondoloze, zuhambe nami. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana. Ilondoloze, dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana. Ilondoloze, zuhambe nami. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana.